died right when I was getting ready to hit live. So I had to get Joe's phone. Hi guys. So I hope everybody's doing good. This is Joe. Hello, Joe. Joe's eating his jerky. He's
It's addictive.
it's really, I mean, it's good. It's just that I want to watch a movie later. So I'm like, oh, I'll eat some then. But Joe's like, I love it so much, I can't stop eating it.
It's addictive.
Anyways, you guys, I want to ask you guys a question. So me and my girlfriend, we started. If she comes in here, I'm gonna call her ass out. We're thinking about not doing lives on this channel anymore.
Really?
And doing.
Are we?
Yeah, we talked about it before. But anyways, we're thinking about doing our lives on TikTok instead. I went live the other night and I did some bread, and well, we talked and stuff too while we were there. And so I'm thinking about doing that, but I don't want to leave you guys if you guys are like, oh no, I really like it when you come on, or blah, 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 you know what I mean? If y'all look forward to a live, then I'll still come back. Hi, Happy Feet. Hi. I hope you're doing good. Aw, thank you for coming and say hi. This is the old man. That's Joe. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, we're just a bunch of old timers. He's 10 years older than me, so we retired at his age. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm a gander of that.
Here's a gander of Joe's jerky. I asked you guys if anybody wants me to send you some. I can send it, you guys. I can't give you the recipe because Joe created it, and it's really good. And Joe sells it at his company where he was at. And so there's people that actually paid for this. Bitch, I just broke the news. She's making me go to TikTok. But it was fun. We did have a lot of people that came in. We had 440 views in the 10 minutes or 20 minutes we were live. Liz, how long was I live the other night? So, oh, I know. Pookie, make a TikTok. It is jerky. I'll send you some. Aw, thank you, Happy Feet. Nice to meet you, Joe. Nice to meet you, Joe. That's from Happy Feet. I love that. No, I'm good. You guys, listen to me. What? I've never seen you, bitch. Thank you for coming in, Sarah. I am so happy. I've never seen you here, bitch, ever. I'm so excited. Anyways, this is Joe. Anybody first timers? Come on in. This is the old man. He's just having a Bloody Mary and his jerky.
Taking a break.
And then we have the little perros. She's a pretty baby.
Oh, that's a Mercedes.
That's my pocket bully. And this is our Labrati. Say hi, baby. Baby. She's like, what, bitch? What? Baby's like, what, bitch? What? This screen was, I know, we're blessed. You guys, we were in an RV. We had our RV forever and ever. We do have RV. We want to sell it. But our grandson, okay, this is what happened. We had a beautiful home. We lived on the lake shore. Blah, 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 blah. We lived a very comfortable, meaningful life. Peggy! Guess what I don't use anymore because I got rid of my infuser because I had OCD. Oh my God, Peggy, if I tell you the story about everybody gather their popcorn because when I was flying home, this is what I went through. And I still got on the plane. I got some chewing gum because I get anxiety. Okay, Mitten Mama has anxiety severely. When we fly together, he holds my hand. I sit and pray the whole time. I'm really get bad anxiety. And I know we traveled a lot and we flew a lot. This time I flew by myself. So then we were supposed to leave Austin at 3 o'clock. At 5 o'clock. I get a notification that we got moved to 8:05. Okay, that's not a big deal. Then I get another notification that it's 8:45, and I'm going, what the hell is going on? It started scaring me a little bit. Again, I have anxiety about flying. I think if it, because I start seeing Final Destination. If anybody knows what that movie is, the people are like looking out the window, and then they see the plane crash, and then they later the whole movie is about the ways that they keep, what's that called, like short changing death, or
Yeah.
like what's
Cheated
that?
death.
They keep cheating death. Okay, yes, me
But
too,
death
Mookie.
won't have it.
But death will. Okay, so that is in my head always. Why? I don't know. That's just who I am. I have anxiety always. I have anxiety about flying. So I get to the airport again. My anxiety's full-fledged, crazed insanity. I can't smoke any kind of blunts or anything because I actually take pain medicine for my RSD, and I have to have a clean system. Okay, so saying that, I can't, bitch. I can't have nothing in my system. Oh, OCD club, yes. Okay. So I thought you said CBD because everybody tries to tell me take CBD, take some a gummy. I can't take nothing because my urine has to be completely clean. Okay. So I get to the airport at the new time is 8:45. Okay. And I'm like, okay, I get there at 6:30. Not a big deal. I just saw a video. Oh my God, are you going to tell me about the American Center? I don't, you know what? I don't do things like fear. Because I feel like the world is going to end, but I feel like the Lord doesn't want me to have fear. I feel like the Lord does want us to enjoy life. Just be ready. Be prepared. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So I'm not like, you got to get saved. The world's coming to an end. No, no, no. I feel like being a good person to people in general. Not like the world's ending. We got to make it right. You know what I mean? That's just how my mindset is. If everybody does what they want, it's their own walk with their Lord, and they have their own relationship. Okay, so I said that. You guys, let me go back to my story, please, because you got to hear this. So I get on the thing, and it says 8:45. Okay, get in line, get up to the gate, show my little booking, or no, you know, the thing. They scan it. I go up there. I sit down. Then 5 people come in and they sit. And I have my stuff up above, and I kind of look out of my peripheral. I kind of see that there's a lady carrying like a black square. It looks like this, okay? And then I hear, first of all, I'm not a cat person. I mean, I don't mind them, but they're too quiet for me. So they make me uncomfortable. Again, it's my
This one
OCD.
wasn't quiet, was it?
No, so it's just my OCD, you guys. It's because I hear something. Aw, thank you so much, Sarah. You know what? I wasn't like this. The way I am today, I was not. This is the Lord in me. Me personally, I am more. At one time, I was an aggressive person. The Lord transformed me to love people. I didn't love people before. People annoyed me. If I went out drinking and somebody bumped into me, I'd punch them. Why? Because they bumped into me. Probably bumped into my beer and it pissed me off. That's just the person I was. I'm not proud of it, you guys. I'm not going, yeah, I would kick your ass. I mean, I don't like that. That's who I was, but that's who I was. I can't deny who I was because then that would be me denying the transformation that the Lord has made in me. Does that make sense? So, the Lord saw what he wanted me to be, and he transformed me to being somebody who was F you, F that, you dirty little beep, 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 see you next Tuesday. So then I go to the bathroom and I'm already buzzed, and somebody bumps into my door or knocks on my door like, hurry up. You know how people are when they're drinking? They're like, hurry up. I'd come out and I'd be like, what the fuck? Like I had no problem, like just clocking bitches left and right. That's just who I was. I don't know what to tell you. I didn't do it. I didn't do it because I was like, Yeah, I'm a bad bee. No, I did it because I was
You were a little
irritated.
angry bee.
Yeah, because people pissed me off. I mean, people pissed me off. You're bumping into me, and you bumped into my beer, and I have to clock you, and just don't step on my shoes, like things like that. You stepped on my shoes. Like I would fight people. You guys, I didn't go to jail for fighting. I got barred from a lot of bars between, let's just say, Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Ludington. There's a lot of bars in between there. Okay, so I'm just saying that. I didn't like that really. I didn't see anything wrong in it. Believe it or not, I didn't. But that's who I was. Okay, so the Lord decided that He was going to transform me to love people, and I love almost anybody and everybody. I love people just.
Yeah, to a fault.
I don't care. I love them. I love them because I would want somebody to love me. Like that's really why I love them. It does feel weird when we go out to a restaurant and somebody's like, "I just love your aura, your presence," and it does feel a little uncomfortable because I was like eating and they're like, "Can I just touch you?" And I'm just like, we've been at Raising Cane's
That happens all
and
the
they
time.
tell me all the time, "Can I just touch you? I just love your vibe. I love your presence."
Weird, right?
It makes me a little uncomfortable, but I know that I have the hedge of protection that people are not going to touch me, that are going to hurt me because I know I am protected by a shield. I have the armor of God on, so I go out with that. And if somebody does feel and see me, and it brings light to their day, I'm grateful. I would prefer people not to touch me, but only because it makes me uncomfortable. Again, it's my OCD. I don't like people touching me. I don't like people coughing by me. And I don't like touching a lot of things. Again, it's my own thing. I carry sanitizer with me because people freak me out on their cleanliness. Okay, but guys, that's just who I am now. Explained, I'm a kind person because it was a transformation that the Lord made in me. But remember the thought, if I can just touch his garment, you are. Liz, you're gonna make me cry, dude. Because truly, that is truly, we should be an extension of him. They should be getting they should be getting a presence of who he is simply by being a servant for the kingdom. And that's what my goal is to show people that he is not a judging God. He doesn't care if you drink or smoke. He doesn't care if you're short or tall. He just loves you all. He loves us all. He has given me so much grace in my life, from an ex-husband who beat me up, getting in fights, and any one of those people I got in fights could have had a knife or a gun or anything. He has given me grace in my life to be able to share it on this platform. And some people don't want to hear about the Lord, and that's okay. And then the ones that do, I want to be able to let them know that he is a God who loves us, no matter of our faults or not. That's right. That's exactly. And that's just it. Is you like to be in the way I was shown. My son he was in church, and then he left the church. Okay, so my son left the church, and when I was talking to my son about coming to church, and then when he got there, there were other. This is one of the main reasons that we decided to leave the church that we went to, because when my son backslid and didn't go to church anymore, and this is what made me see that there are good Christians and there are bad Christians, aside from the channel that doesn't behave like a Christian. But anyways, my son, I finally got him. If anybody knows, my son had an addiction, and he was partying and doing his thing with all of his drugs and alcohol and all of his stuff. And there would be people that didn't believe that there was a God, because they said, if he's such a great God, why does why is your son living the life he is? Okay? Because he has to have free will and he has to choose the Lord. My son has to choose the life of an overcomer versus the life of a sinner and overdosing on drugs and drinking and doing all that stuff. So I don't listen to those people. That doesn't bother me. For me, it was when he would get to the church and actual church people and leaders would tell my son that he's late. He should have been there sooner. They have Sunday school and basically judging my son, which my son ended up turning around and leaving. The thing is that I pray and I fast to get my son to church just for somebody else that's there to give him the look up and down of he isn't but shit. And it's just, as a mother, we want our son there. We don't need no judgmental a-hole telling our son, I don't care what your thoughts are. He's there. Let the Lord deal with him. He doesn't need you judging him. He needs to be in the presence. He needs to be in the presence of hearing things and hearing and feeling the Lord, not a judgmental, arrogant jerk.
I wish I would have known
So-
that had happened right then and there.
Anyways, that is the reason that we decided to leave that church, is because
We would
you're
have left that day.
you're a bad representation of the kingdom, because the kingdom doesn't judge, the kingdom doesn't choose, the kingdom just loves, period, point blank, period. It's not for us to do, it's ours to love, and that's it, and that's all. I love loving, and that's just who I am. I love loving people, and if it's wrong, I get hurt. That's what I had to kind of back away from the channel, because I do love instantly and quickly, and I don't want to get hurt anymore, because there are people that I do love that end up like I just love them. Having the eyes of your hearts enlightened, that you may know what is the hope. I can't see that, I'm sorry. Having the lights that you may know what is to hope, in which he has called you, what your riches and glorious inheritance of the saints. And that's when I finally realized, Sarah, is that I can be an extension to the kingdom for what his plan is for me, even if I'm not there at the church, us being leaders. I can still be on a platform and sharing and showing, and you know what I mean? Like, people do say, oh my God, you guys been married for years. How did you guys get married for 20? It was only the Lord. He got us through our darkest days, when our son was getting in trouble with the law, when he got in trouble with everything. He got in trouble with the law. He went to jail, and his addiction. It was only by the grace of God that our marriage, not only didn't fall apart, that we didn't blame each other. Hello, Madre. So my daughter lives abroad. The Lord gives me peace and comfort every day that she's gonna be okay. You know what? Like things like that. I have to give it to God, because I want to be scared, but the Lord does not want us scared, because fear, let me say it like this. If I am always scared and worried about my daughter, how can I preach the good word? How can I tell you about how good the Lord is if I'm like, oh my God, I'm so worried. My brain and my mind are preoccupied on my daughter's safety and fear and all that I'm not even using this opportunity to talk about how good he is, how much it was a blessing, how he brought our marriage with, not only are we different cultures, which is different in itself, but a step parent, which is very difficult to go through as a marriage, but also financial strains to go through as a marriage. And it was only by the grace of God that he showed us, even during our dark days. Neighbors are dropping off a bag of grocery to us, that not only do our son and my husband go face to face and going at it, There's like a normal, that's not just like, well, here, let us pray about that. No. My son was seeing it one way, and my husband was seeing it another, and they had men's anger and ego that it took not only them voicing their angers, but it did take the Lord's healing of them. Now they're best friends. Now they're best friends. Isn't it the greatest thing? It's the greatest thing ever. But it wouldn't be possible. And you can say anything else. Oh, it's because you decided to move back to Michigan. No, I'll tell you right now, it's because the Lord has made a healing in their relationship, that they moved past and allowed the love that they had for each other to come together. Okay, you guys, I gotta tell you the goddamn story about the airport because it's so detrimental. Okay, so I love you all. Yes, Mom. Mom says, is Joe eating jerky? Joe won't stop eating jerky,
It's so
Mom. Okay, so can I please tell you the story? If anybody wants to leave, I get it.
All right. Watch out there, doggy. Excuse me, y'all.
Okay, so let me finish the story. So it was 8:45, and then it got moved to 9:10. Okay, everybody loads up. We get on the plane, and I hear, and I'm going, I don't like judge. Okay, first of all, somebody before, because I do have a deep voice, goes, ma'am, is there any way you can lower your voice? It's just so deep. And I'm talking to the lady next to me. This is on a previous plane flight when I flew. And I just looked at Joe and I was like, she wants me to talk quieter or loud? He said she told me to lower my voice because it's too deep. And Joe goes, you should go, ma'am, how deep would you like it? You know, like to lower it. Anyways, so I laughed about it. Anyways, so I don't want to judge her about her, because it wasn't just like meow, meow, meow. It was like somebody was strangling the cat, and it was like crazy sound effects, crazy. So I'm just kind of going like kind of like I didn't want to look, but I wanted to make sure that the cat wasn't dying. So I kind of like go like this, and I look, and nope, cat's still fully alive. And I was like, and it's in the black thing, and she's like sticking things in it to feed it, and you hear, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this cat, somebody, that's gonna be a long flight. Okay. By now, people are in, and you see the captain come out, and they're talking, and I'm in the first row. They were in the second row, okay? And I'm like this, because last time I get really anxiety, my eyes start filling up with tears because I start getting nervous. Joe, the last thing Joe said is, you cannot show your emotion when you're on the plane because they won't let you fly. So I'm in the back of my head, I hear this, and I'm like, just kind of like this. So that way, if I feel tears, I can wipe them and they don't have to see. And I'm just kind of like, and I'm like rocking almost to say, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And I'm like telling myself it's going to be okay. Well, then the captain comes out and goes, we have a slight delay. The numbers on our panel are not allowing our engine to turn. And those numbers only happen when it's too cold, which clearly it's not too cold. So listen to this, shizzles. We're trying to override the system so that it will allow us to start the engine. You guys, I wanted to collapse. So they get everybody off the plane, and they're calling Las Vegas. Yes, Sarah, that's what I'm saying. I felt all those things. They get everybody off the plane because apparently you can't be on the plane for more than 2 hours. Get everybody off the plane, okay? Sit out there. It's now 11, okay? And they go, everybody back on the plane. Okay, So I had about 40 minutes with no round. I was on the side and I called Joe and I'm like, hey, I'm delayed. I'm trying not to look like a weakling in front of my husband. I wanted to die. I only wanted to come home to see my husband and my dogs, or I would have stayed again. And I was just like, okay, we're getting back on the plane. Hey, babe, I gotta go. They're letting us back on the plane, and so every emotion in me needed a fat blunt, a fat gummy. I needed something to tell me it's gonna be okay, because over here in my head, I kept hearing, trying to figure out a way to override the system, and over here I heard, and I'm just like, Lord have mercy, please just get me through this, please. So everybody gets back on the plane. Again, we hear the, and I'm like by now, there's other people around here. Well, apparently the cat ate all the freaking gummies because we got delayed so long. So their vet only gave her enough for the trip. But because it got delayed, she just said she gave him, she doesn't have any more medicine. Nobody asked her what she meant by that. We just were all like I didn't want to keep doing that because I wouldn't want people to do that to me. That's what I try to think. I don't do what I wouldn't want people to do to me. So that's why I didn't keep looking at her. Hi, William, Brooklyn. I didn't want to keep going like, oh my God, ma'am, please just get off of this, or just get out of this plane while this is going on, and then come in at the last. But it was the 2 or 3 hours of hearing her cat rear. It was a lot, okay? So then everybody gets back on the plane, and we go from the guy comes out. We don't have an answer yet. I'm like, why did we get back on the plane? Why did we get back on the plane if you don't have an answer yet? This is a chili dog. I love a good chili dog. Think of him the next time we're going back. Oh, I love you so much. Okay, you guys, I think to myself, why did we get on the plane if he's still working on it? That makes no sense at all, but who am I? So then he comes out. Now the captain goes to the bathroom, blah, blah, blah. It's now 1:30 in the morning. And they go, all right, guys, good news. We got our system is now allowing us to override it. That didn't sit well with my stomach. The cat's still meowing. And the only other whatever news was, we have to make sure that Grand Rapids Airport is ready for us to come now. Because obviously we were supposed to have landed hours ago. So they had to make sure that the airport was still able to let us land. Well, the airport, the flight, whatever they're called, the carrier or whatever, only flies once, like 3 times a week. They don't fly all the time. So the next flight day was Monday, and they said we can't push it was a full plane all the way till Monday. So we got to either go tonight, or the people on Monday were going to have to be split, some Monday and some Friday. I said at this point I would rather wait, because I know that they're not overriding a system, and I'm not listening to a cat meow or whatever it was doing. Long story short, 2 a.m. we finally, which it started out being a 5 o'clock flight. It was 5. Aw, William Brooklyn, you're the sweetest. Thank you. Hi, you want to come through?
Yes, please.
So I want to show you guys really fast. Look at, my son gave me these before I left, and my husband planted them for me before I left. Those are my favorite lilies. So, Joe.
One more and that's it. It's a small one.
He doesn't care about our movie later.
Nope. Plenty left.
So dumb.
Plenty.
So then, we all, Grand Rapids notified them. Yep, there were people that were going to Kalamazoo afterwards. People going to Burlington. People that would have still a good hour drive after they got to Grand Rapids. So, anyways, plane took off at 2 a.m. I landed at, because we lost an hour. So, and Mitten called. I did. I did. Me and Liz talked in the middle of the night. I couldn't believe she answered because her time zone is like 3 behind mine. It was is that a yes, it's what's it called? It's a swing.
Yeah.
They said Joe is at a rocking. It's like imagine
It's like a hammock.
Yes, imagine a hammock.
Sideways, like sitting on a hammock sideways.
Let me show.
That's what it's like.
You guys, it was on clearance at sea. I was the most happiest woman ever. Swing it. Oh, sorry. See? Like this comes off.
Comes up. It's on a stand.
It's on a little, and then I'm going to back up. Okay. See it the way it hangs? I'll swing it. We looked at a glider, but oh my God, dude, I'm telling you, it is the most, it's the best. And the best part about this one is the bars right here don't come up and squeeze my fat thighs.
Then you can adjust it like this.
So that way, yep. So you can sit up better. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, there you go. Now you're gonna sit
See,
straight up.
so you can sit straight up, see like that.
Almost too straight up.
And then you can let it out and then lean it back. I love it. It's honestly one of my most favoriteest chairs.
Yeah, pull that a little bit.
A little?
Yeah, just there you go.
Okay, back to my story. Anyways, guys, I'm happy to say I made it home. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Can you see? I made it home, and I slept for like 3 or 4 hours. And I was honestly, I don't know how I didn't panic. I don't know how I don't know how I didn't. Hey, Berkey! I don't know how I didn't have more. I don't know how I didn't, because I kept hearing in my head, Joe say, don't show emotion. Don't show emotion. If you show emotion, they won't let you fly. So, oh, Joe, as much as I wanted to cry, I was just like this. Yes, I was praying. I was praying that cat would be okay, but I was
After you
also,
mangled it.
I was just praying that it wouldn't end bad for me. Because oh my God, you guys, I missed the most important part. Holy Mary, Mother of, how did I forget the most important part? Cat meowing, captain trying to override. The guy about in aisle 10 or 6 goes, I don't like this feeling. So he started panicking. Don't you remember?
Yeah.
The stewardess lady tries to go, I think it's going to be okay. We're going to be leaving soon. So she goes, please settle down, sir. He said, I don't feel comfortable anymore. So tell me why I am now looking at 4 policemen come in and remove him. You guys.
Then he changed his mind and wanted to
Then
stay.
he changed his mind and got mad that he was being asked to leave. And the lady goes, you said you wanted to leave, and that's what was upsetting you. And they couldn't open the cabin door. Once you get on, you have to stay on. And he had said, the captain at this point goes, get him off. And I guess once the captain says, get him off, that trumps if he wants to stay or not. Apparently, because he changed his mind and he wanted to stay. But the captain was like, only reason I knew stuff is because I was in the front row. I wouldn't have known what I know if I wasn't in the front row. And then I heard them say 6 Delta or 16 Delta. And that meant D, like seat D. And I was in, it was A, B, C. I was on the end and I was listening like this, you guys. I was a nosy woman. I was like this. And every couple minutes I'd look back and I'd see where 6 Delta was. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I'd listen again to them talking. And then, because this was like the cabin. So the pilot, it was, Sarah, it was but Mom, remember when I told you, I've got to tell you about, so my mom asked me, how did your flight go? Phew, Fale. Chihuahuas, Mom, you don't even know.
6.5 hour layover, delay.
But in those 6.5 hours,
some shit went down.
My heart and my stomach flipped. The cat, the guy wants to leave, but then he changes his mind. But then once he started once he wanted to leave, and the stewardess people were telling him he can't, that was upsetting him. But then once he started getting upset, then that's what was pissing the captain off. So then the captain goes, get him off the plane now. And I'm like, this is me. I was like, every time it was like another level. I said, can I have some water, ma'am? Apparently they can't give us stuff unless we're in air. Apparently. She just looked at me and she goes, I can serve you a small glass, but I can't give you any. And I was like, okay, whatever you can do, and whatever you can't
She
do.
didn't give you a bottle of water, you said.
Well, that was once we got once the plane lifted off, then she walked over to me and she handed me a bottle of water. And I was just grateful, honestly. You guys, when I say that I just wanted to get home, I wanted to just get home because we lost power the night before. It was bad. There were trees down everywhere. Joe's like, hey, you might not want to come home right now. And I go, why? What's going on? He goes, there's trees down on the street. And I was like, no shit, really? And he goes, yeah. Okay, so Joe was supposed to get fixed by 8 in the morning the next day. Didn't get fixed. Then it was by noon. Didn't get fixed. So Joe kept telling me, power is supposed to come on. I was not minding the delay in the plane when I was at home at my mom's in the living room. Once I got there and I saw the frenzy, I wanted to hurry up and get off of the plane, and the only way I could get home was going through the frenzy. Does that make sense? Yeah, I wasn't going to be able to go home and be with my husband and my dog until the cat either stopped her meowing. Meow, Gail. Meow. Magical tail. Sarah, that's funny. Like a magical tail with a meowgical. MEOW.
Come on, meow.
Sarah, I like it. Claws deflate the slides. You know what? I don't know. This is what I felt bad for. The cat was in there, and I don't know if her heart racing, and that's why she did it. But I mean, to be honest with you, the cat was already in distress.
Meow, stop it.
That was so stupid. The cat was already in distress while it was waiting in the lobby, or in the, you know what I mean? We hadn't even taken off yet. And my heart was like, oh my God, that poor cat hasn't even gotten through the pressurization to lift off. So I don't know what made it, but it didn't get better, and it was still bad. And I felt bad for the girl because she kept going like this. I'm so sorry, because everybody was looking at her. Imagine the lady with yes, I was just talking about her, Liz. She kept going, I'm so sorry, and I go, oh, it's just like a child. You have no way to control if the child is irritated when you get on the plane. I just hope that it's not going to be by me. But I mean, it's not that I don't have compassion for the people with the cat or the baby, but I have enough things. I have enough hurdles that I'm overcoming just getting on the plane. I don't know why I am so, again, I think it's that I watched too many Final Destinations. That's the only thing I can think of, because now it messes with my head. I see the log falling off of the truck. Even when we're on the highway, if I see a logging truck, I'm like, Joe, go around the truck, because it gives me anxiety. I know it's weird. Going in a car wash gives me anxiety. I think I'm because again, one of the Final Destinations, they were going through a car, and I think the rollers or something kept them in there. So I don't say it excitedly. I don't know what to do about my weirdness. But how you doing? So what do you guys think about the moving to TikTok? Will you guys I don't know. If you guys don't want to, I can still come here and do a couple of lives. But it was kind of fun. I had 440 views. You guys, 440 views at like 2 in the morning. Who was even awake? I have no idea. But I answered it and I talked to the people and I was just excited.
When?
The other night.
Really?
What, Liz, was I here or was I in Texas? I think I was in Texas. I think I was
Wow.
in Texas. Yeah, well, Liz
That's a
told
lot.
me to. Liz told me to go live, and I was like, all right, bitch, I'm on my
You're
way.
almost up to my my one.
No, I don't have 440 people. I had 440 views during that live. Isn't that a lot of people that came and watched
Yeah.
it?
Hell yeah.
I know, I was pretty excited.
I had what? We had 1K on my my porklet.
You guys, I was going to do a taco salad. I was in Texas, I think so. I was trying to think. I'm like, where was Joe at? You guys, I was gonna make taco salad for dinner as a live. Tell me why the grocery order did not have my head of lettuce.
They always forget something.
I know. I don't even know if I put it because it doesn't say it forgot it.
Blame it on them. Shit.
Joe, I don't want to blame it on them. I'm like, wow. I could have sworn I did it, but it's not there. It's not there. Huh. So I was gonna make. I think Joe's gonna make fried rice because I love fried rice too.
But yeah, we do chicken fried rice tonight.
Yeah. But it feels good to be back home. It was you guys. You know what it felt like? It felt like the biggest. It almost felt like you were getting to school, and it was like the morning you're supposed to start school. You got something on your outfit that you had been planning, and then when you were getting ready to wear your shoes, you stepped in some mud, and then they got your white little canvas shoes all with the mud stain. If it wasn't one thing, it was the other after another after another, and I honestly just wanted that nightmare to end. But then I felt bad for the lady with the cat. I felt bad for the captain because the captain was trying to calm everybody down, and the stewardess people were trying to calm everybody down. So I mean, I felt bad for me, but then I think that's where my stupid anxiety, I start feeling for the lady with the cat. I start feeling for the captain. I start feeling bad for everybody, which only makes my anxiety worse. You know what I mean? Like, I probably shouldn't be caring so much about the lady and the cat and this captain and all that, but I do. I start being like, oh my God, I feel so bad. Everybody's giving this lady a hard time. Or, oh my God, I feel so bad. The stewardess is trying to calm everybody down. Or, oh my God, I feel bad. The captain's trying to work really fast because these people are waiting on him. I don't know. That could be if I was to start seeing a psychiatrist, that's what he would probably tell me is, mind your business. He'd be like, don't worry about the stewardess, the captain, or the lady with the cat. You got enough shit on your own plate. Anyways, what? Ah!
What did you do?
My soda? You guys, I was leaning my phone. I was leaning my phone on my drink, my soda, yeah.
Open.
And it was leaning, and I kept like trying to get a better, angle on it, and I'm like going like this. And if you guys can see am I missing something? See how it's only a bar like that? And my drink I had my phone on it, and every time I leaned, it was like pushing. Well, there's my drink. I'm so dumb. Yeah, I mean, you will come to find that I do not have, I don't want to say I'm airheaded, but, okay, I'm a little airheaded. I mean, we're both,
You might as well say that.
I think it's not okay, let me explain this. I only talk to you guys about who I am, today because I wasn't this person. I've gone through racism when I was a child. That my you're joyful. I like that word. I'm joyful.
You're joyful.
It does feel nice when people tell me that. I like your presence or your aura. That was like I had to get out my phone and start looking up what my aura was because that person told me I really like your aura. Do you mind if I touch you? And I was like, no, you can touch me. Let me look up
Just
aura.
don't touch my aura.
Yeah, you're so. I was confused what she meant because I had never heard anybody say I like your aura. Do you mind if I touch you? And I go, here you go. Here's my arm. Touch away, baby. No, I mean, I did
Put it
say
out
that.
there, babe.
I don't know what
Damn,
she
better.
meant, but she just went like that to me. And then we were at another restaurant, and she goes, "I just love your presence and your happiness and the glow." And I was like, "Is that my aura?" No, I'm just kidding.
Now you're going overboard.
I just didn't know what she meant, and that lady was more like because she got there after we sat down and I saw her keep looking at me. That one made me uncomfortable because she kept staring at me. Like the other lady who asked me about an aura, whatever, I didn't even know she was in this. I didn't even recognize her. I didn't even know she was eating in the same building I was eating. I had no idea where she even came from when she came up to me. The one about your presence, I was like, I noticed that every time I was telling Joe a story, we were talking about something, and I would lean in because I don't want to yell. We're in a restaurant, and we were sitting out on the patio, and I would go blah 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 blah. And then, Joe and I would answer and we'd laugh and then we'd talk and then she'd lean in and blah, blah. We'd lean in with each other. And then, which was weird, she came. You were here a meowing cat. She's so stupid about can you imagine okay, let me finish. I have a really bad, that one was more like your presence or your like that. It just makes me people run. Sarah goes, people run from me.
People don't even notice me.
Well, I wish I wasn't. I mean, it's not that I don't like people. It makes me uncomfortable when they said I was watching you. That part was like, why? I was eating my little chicken fried steak. Don't watch me. I don't know. I'm grateful for what the Lord, you guys, it's not me. It's not me. This is what the Lord has put in me. He has put a love for people in me. He has put a joy for Him in me. I am happy talking about the Lord, telling people about our testimonies that we've gone through, marital testimonies, where our marriage was on the rocks. We looked into a divorce attorney. I mean, this was like year 3 or 4. I was like sleeping in another room. I was sleeping in the office, and the Lord is like, I was blaming. Okay, so I was in prayer, and I was telling the Lord, like Joe is doing this, this, and this, and the Lord was like. He showed me and he was like, you're the one that goes to the other room. And I'm like, yeah, because he's a jerk. And the Lord was like, you made your vows unto me. He was telling me that I needed to be what I needed to be as a wife unto him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wanted to be the best. I made a vow to my husband, but you know what I mean? Like, I wanted to be the best wife, and I wasn't seeing it like that. And he said, but I said, well, he doesn't even care if I'm sad or I'm hurt or I'm crying. He doesn't show any emotion. And the Lord said, he was telling me to give it to him, and he would work on my husband. But me telling my husband to feel all these things was not going to get my husband to feel those things. He needed, the Lord needed for my husband to feel the prick in his own heart for his behavior. And he wasn't going to get it by my yelling at him, crying to him. It was needed to be done by the Lord laying it on his heart and revealing to him how there is a need to love your wife, to show her compassion, to want to be a better husband for him. You know what I mean? Joe had to want to be a better husband to please the Lord that he had brought her into his life. Does that make sense? So I would go, because he wanted nothing to do with church anymore, and I was the only one going. And then I would go and sit 4 seats in because of my son, my daughter, me, and my husband. But he didn't want to go anymore. So I still sat in my second seat, and then my daughter and my son. And I knew I was claiming my husband was going to sit and be back in church. I wasn't going to sit in his spot and move on. No, I'm going to sit here, and I'm claiming you will be back with me. And so it was like 3 months would go by, 2-3 months. We lived together, but he just didn't want to go to church. And I was just out walking, and then all of a sudden the lady, we had women's prayer the night before, and I was like, hearing everybody's, victory reports and victory stories. And I was like, I went the next day and I was talking to the Lord about last night. And I said, Lord, and I was just having a word with the Lord about how everybody's being blessed and how all their prayers are being answered. What about me, Lord? Why are their prayers being answered? And who am I? Do you even see me? Do you even see my prayers and what I'm asking for? And I was walking on one of our busy roads in town. I don't want to say the name of it, or otherwise it's like giving a location of where we lived. So I was walking, and a car passed by, and I was crying because, I don't know, some people do, some people don't. I cried out to the Lord. And when you're fighting for your marriage, it's like fighting, you have just a gut-wrenching fighting for your marriage. And I was crying out to the Lord, asking him, do you even hear me? What about my prayers? Like, you're blessing all these other people, but what about me and mine? And so I was walking on that street, and a lady pulled over, and she's like, ma'am, can I give you a ride? And I was like, oh, no, I'm just praying. I'm good, thank you, I live around the corner. And she's like, oh, okay, I just wanted to make sure you didn't need a ride. And I was like, no, I'm okay. So then she passed by, and I kept walking. And then I was just crying and praying and crying. And then another car pulled over, and I'm like, girl, you need to get this together. Apparently you're looking really rough. So she opens her window, and I said, oh, I'm okay. And she goes, oh, I'm not pulling over for that. I'm pulling over because the Lord, listen to my words when I say this, you guys. She goes, you're going to think I'm crazy. And I said, I'm apostolic. Trust me, I believe in anything that can come from the Lord. And she said, the Lord laid on my heart to turn around and to tell you he hears you and he's moving in your situation. Literally the words that I had just said.
She said she wasn't
5 minutes ago.
She wasn't religious, and she didn't.
She goes, I'm not religious, so you probably think I'm crazy. I don't even go to church. I was driving past you, and the Lord told me to turn around and to tell you he hears you and he's moving in your situation. Hi, Quirky. And I said, that's what I said, I believe anything. The Lord sends a message from a stranger. The Lord will use anybody. So no, I don't think you're crazy, ma'am. And she goes, thank you, have a nice day. And she drove on. She didn't even ask me if I wanted a ride. She just drove on. And I left.
Sent her message.
And she gave me the message. And I went home. It was about a 5-minute walk from where I lived. I walked in the door, and I said, babe, you'll never believe what just happened. And I told him. And Joe got on his knees, and he hugged me, and he said, if this God that you serve is that powerful that he can send anybody to give you a message, I want to know more about him. And that was 18 and a half years ago. We've been together for 20 years. 21, going on 21. That was the only time. And then I mean, the Lord is the leader of our home. My husband is a praying man. He seeks the Lord. He prays to the Lord. Um, that's just who we are, and it's kept us together, and it kept us with our children focused. We pray over our kids. We pray over our grandchild. We lay hands, and we believe in the Lord. That's just who we are. I don't say that to scare people away. I say it to say that's who we are. Sarah, you know what? It is. It saved our marriage. That's why I said we're together not by us. We both get along great with each other. We're very different though, you guys. He is literally a quiet guy. I am we're both chill, but
Opposite of quiet.
he's just an introvert. Yes, Liz, I am done. She said from throwing hands to laying hands.
There you go.
Absolutely describes me. I'll pray for anybody at any moment. I'll fast for anybody on any moment. I love fasting and praying for people. I love giving them the word that the Lord is just a good guy. He's nothing to fear. Don't be afraid, and that's why you gotta get into church, but desire to get to know him. That's why you should get to church, because he's a God that just loves us regardless if this is the way my pastor used to say it. If I said I'm dating this guy named Joe, and I never went to visit him, and he never came to visit me, well, why, what makes us one? What makes me know him and what makes him know me? He hasn't seen me, just me saying it. I mean, at some point he would want to see me. At some point I would want to see him. That's how we should feel about the Lord. What I want to know, get more. That's want to get to know the Lord more. He knows us inside and out and back and forward, but do we know all there is to know about him? That is Joe finding out my favorite color. Joe finding out what my favorite so dumb. That's Joe getting to know what a song I like. Joe getting to know more about me is us getting to know more about the Lord. I mean, if he's my friend, wouldn't I want to know the most I can know about him? I mean, somebody.
What's your favorite song?
Joe, I'm gonna laugh. You guys, I cannot with this man of mine. I feel really, really bad that we didn't get to do our cook, but I feel like my story was momentum enough. I don't know if I'm gonna fly again. I'm scared. I'll never fly now that I just said that out loud.
Yeah, you will.
Joe, you know what? I'm scared, bro.
Next month, you gotta go again.
Okay, fine. I'm going. This is my hand. I have to go to my doctor because he's in Texas. I have RSV and they swell up and pretty. It's me and he massages them for me, huh, Jay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm ready to head out before you eat all that jerky.
I'm trying not to.
You guys, thank you for coming
10
in.
minutes I take one.
I know you do.
Like,
He's staring
really,
at you.
really
That's why when I was in the house and I was
I
straight.
got all that jerky in the truck. I'll fill it back up.
You are not scared. You just want to know. You just want to know if the cat would be on the plane. That's right. I'm not scared. I just want to make sure the cat's not going to be on the plane. Right. That's exactly it, Liz. Oh, you know what, Liz? I feel like I just typed you that in a text 2 days ago. Oh, we'll have a safe trip back, Quirky. Drive safe, drive safe. Oh my God. Isn't that stuff that? Ooh, isn't that stuff that Richard gave us? That? Oops, I zoomed in. That Volt. Look at that word right here.
What is it?
Voltron. Isn't that stuff?
I don't know.
And the cream?
Could be. It's possible.
For arthritis.
Probably. We'll have to look at it.
You're welcome, you guys. Thank you guys for being here. I love seeing you guys. I love you guys so much. I owe you guys. If I would have remembered the lettuce, I would be making taco salad. And instead, we'll probably just have like...
Maybe we'll do fried rice tonight. want to do it.
Chicken fried rice?
Chicken fried rice for everybody.
You guys, let's do chicken fried rice. And we'll make yum yum sauce.
We have the stuff for Yum Yum.
The mayo. You guys, our power went off. Tell me why I get home and I find mayonnaise in the freezer.
Because it's like a igloo.
You guys, I leave for 4 days and my husband's throwing mayonnaise in the freezer.
I had to. The eggs, I had to put eggs in the freezer.
Lord!
I
Those
put
are too
everything in
expensive. We can't afford to lose
I had to
those.
put ice in the freezer and then close it up like an igloo cooler.
Oh my God, you guys.
That's
I
the only way I
cannot.
kept our shit straight.
Joe. I try to get Joe not to. But y'all have been in our lives. You know, trying to tame Joe Putt is like trying to tame. It ain't gonna happen. Joe's got a mind of himself. And that's what the Lord told me is don't try to make him something he wasn't meant to be. You let me make him what he needs to be. That's literally what he had to do to me. Because I was like, I don't know, it's just, yes, it's cream. I will try it though. Thank you.
Can I drink your water?
Yeah. What? Hold on. I can't take it, and I want it right now too. Good, Burke. I'm telling you, you do not want the cat. The cat. One of my friends, Lucky, she's on the platform. I feel bad because I know she loves her cat, and I love Lucky. So I guess I have to like cats for a little while longer. Okay, guys. Bye. We're gonna do a fried rice later, and do And we're gonna do drive. Have safe travels, Berkey.
Eat jerky.
Safe travels. I gotta take that away from that man. Bye, guys. I love you guys. Be blessed.
See ya.
I know. I love Lucky too, Sarah.